traders, Charles here. Welcome back to the Forex Market Preview. I'll be your host again this weekend. For those of you that live in the States, happy 4th of July weekend. Tomorrow is the 4th of July here in the United States, where we celebrate our independence from our friends overseas in Great Britain. But if you guys are celebrating that here this weekend, I hope you're enjoying it and spending some time with family. So let's go ahead and start right off. This video will be much shorter than the last one since there's not too much to look at. Nothing happening really after the Brexit move the other week, and nothing really great in terms of structure trading. There are a lot of patterns setting up. I'm just going to look at a couple here today, but if you're a pattern trader, there's still quite a bit of consolidation occurring, so you may have some decent opportunities this week. It is summer, guys. Going into July here, we have the holiday here in the States. Trading will likely be very light this week in terms of volume and how many people are actually doing things and trading, as it is summer. Not much happens anyway, but doesn't mean you can't be profitable if you've got a plan and you've got rules. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I've got the Canadian-Swiss daily chart up here again from last week. We were looking at this Gartley pattern. Not much has happened again, kind of a slow week last week, but we're looking for price to move into 73.30s, 73.34 to be exact, for the decompletion here on this Gartley pattern. If it gets down there, I don't know that it will this week, but whenever it does, and if it does, I don't actually know that it will, but if it does, we've got a high likelihood that will be a good trade to take if you are a Gartley pattern trader here on Canada-Swiss on the daily. So I just wanted to recap on that. Nothing really happened there, so we're just waiting to see if that ever completes. Moving on, though, we've got quite a few structure trades I want to look at with you, or potential areas of interest. Let's go into New Zealand yen here on the daily chart, and we're going to look on a lower time frame here in a minute as well. But we can see here that the first yellow line price is clearly broken through there, and recent structure levels represented here by this smaller white line. We get a break and close below here on this candle. I'm going to go ahead and zoom this up so you guys can see it. Right there. So break and close below here, past this structure level. So we've got a new structure low here, and prices were traced up nicely into this yellow line, which I've labeled for previous structure support should now become resistance, right? So we're looking left, structure leaves clues. I also have a pattern showing up here. I'm not going to talk about that, but I'm looking at for a trend continuation opportunity here. So let's go ahead and look at our lower time frame here on the 60-minute chart. So I've got that up over here on the right. I'll go ahead and maximize it. I'm drawing in a few other lines here to kind of give me an idea of where structure is and where price is and where it might be likely to go. So I've kind of outlined this trade here, waiting for this to be a trend continuation trade here. We've got the double top. Double top happened already on Friday, so kind of an at-market trade here. But you could look to short this now with stops above the double top at around 74.22s or so. And looking for the downside here, you could look at first targets right around this white line structure level. If you look left a little further, here you see we had price retest here. And became resistance a couple times through this area until we broke out a little higher. So it seems to be an area of interest. Plus we've got some consolidation here with price action right here as we were traced up after Brexit, kind of stalled out, trailed off, came back up, retested a couple times, right, and we broke higher. So I'd be looking to take first targets probably somewhere around this area, right? 72.60s is where you want to look for a target one if you're going to trade multiple positions or multiple targets. These two red boxes representing my risk, the risk you could have on this trade for target 1 and target 2. Target 2, though, looking here at the white line lower, lowest structure level, kind of past the other one of first target. So looking for target 2, probably somewhere around there, which would be about 71.20s or so here on New Zealand yen. Not going to go down to the spike lows. You could potentially maybe even look at this area here for target 2, since where all the candles came together there after on Brexit move. So that's another place you could look at second targets. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. It's kind of the same thing. You're not getting too much extra, some pips. But if you want to be certain on this target 2, maybe we could put it a little closer away from that kind of wild action move after Brexit. All right, but you could look in this zone even. You could box it off and say, yeah, somewhere there, or maybe somewhere in here. I see price trying to stall out, or we get oversold condition on the RSI, as price moves into the second target area, you might decide to look in that zone. Again, it's all up to you and how you guys trade. Just giving you some ideas of what you can look for. So again, this will be a trend continuation here. The double top has occurred. Ideally would have wanted to be in there with stops above the double top, and then waiting for a target 1 and a target 2 here on these 2 black arrows. All right, let's move over again to another New Zealand pair, New Zealand Swiss. Take a look at this on the daily chart first. Bring that up. We got a cipher pattern here, but again, we're not talking about that. So Constellation is just so good at showing these to me, I can't get it to stop. Let me turn this off here. All right. So we've had price move up here in a clear uptrend represented by the white line. Correct? Everyone can see that. We've got higher lows represented here as we climb up, stair-stepping, higher highs, etc. A few new structure highs back here. This level was broken. This level was broken. A couple new structure highs in there. Let's look a little bit further left because I've got some yellow lines that I've drawn in. If you look back here, we had some structure retest right here, a nice double top back here around December of last year here on the daily New Zealand Swiss. And then we got some consolidation further back here in kind of this about a year ago. I got this other yellow line in there just to kind of box in that consolidation area that happened back there, which is very close to where price is retested at these levels here. So we have this consolidation area. We've got 2 retests of this kind of zone. So I put the first yellow line to kind of be that first retest. And then we're looking at that consolidation. So we got a bit of a zone there. So I'm not really sure exactly where price might retrace to, but likely somewhere within the 2 yellow lines is what I'm looking at. So that might happen. Again, uptrend. So we're looking for price to retrace here on the daily chart. So let's look at our lower time frame. This is my higher time frame, and see what we see there for any kind of entry opportunities. Well, so far, price did come back in here. We spiked out. Brexit came back up, came down, retested this zone again, traced up a bit. We're kind of right at this area here where we have the highs near Brexit back here. We've hit that. We fell off a bit. Here again, we hit this. We fell off a bit. So there was some conviction. Right, we kind of had maybe an ABCD pattern here. Price moved up and then kind of retraced off. So a little bit of strength to the upside here on the trading time frame. But again, we're looking at that higher time frame. We're looking for price to come back into this zone, right, where we've got these structure levels here within the yellow lines. So what I'm going to do here is draw a box so we can see it better on the trading time frame of the 60-minute chart, right? So I'm looking for price to come back down into this area here on the 60 minutes. So within the yellow lines, right? So drawing this black arrow, I'm looking for price to come back down into there. It may only retest the first yellow line. It may come back down into here and do something and give us a retest here in the middle of this structure level, or maybe somewhere in here, I don't know. That's why I have entry rules. So what I'm looking for here, price to come down, retest either this first yellow line or the zone. And I'd be looking for a double bottom, or a 2618 trade here in order to confirm me to go in a trend continuation in this situation. Mostly because I don't really have any defined structure in this zone. It's a zone that I've drawn from the daily chart, so I don't know exactly where price is going to decide, if it does, to stop and potentially reverse on higher and continue on in trend, which would also mean we'd have to kind of break above these highs back here from the Brexit event. So quite a bit moved to the upside, but if we're looking on the daily, we've got a pretty decent opportunity here because we've broken above those highs previously on the daily chart. And next structure, guys, not too much, not very close, is way up here at 7183s. So, right, we got quite a bit of ways to move if we can get a trend continuation opportunity here. If you get a double top or double bottom on the trading time frame, you could have some pretty nice risk versus reward on this trade. Again, that's why I have entry reasons, because I don't know exactly where it might decide to turn around if it wants to. But if we zoom out here on the trading time frame, here on the 60-minute, I'm going to have to move my chart down a bit. You can see green line, yellow line here back at that next area of structure, looking left on the daily, way up here at 7185, and we're right now down at around 0.7. So don't really know what's going to happen here. We may just continue higher. And if we do and we break above these highs, we can get on a trend continuation opportunity here on the trading time frame, again in anticipation of the daily chart retesting that high structure level at around 71.83s. So hopefully that wasn't too complicated. You get what I'm looking for here. Either a retracement back down into this zone within the yellow lines, or break above some of these structure highs and look for a retrace and get on a trend continuation through a double top, a double bottom, or something like that. So we'll see what happens. Let's move on then to the next one, final trade or chart. Let me get it back to my daily chart here. We're going to go to euro dollar daily chart. Note the cipher pattern here. Gonna take a look at this in just a second, but first, because we're not there yet, we're ways off. We're currently at 1136s. We got to get down to 0752, so quite a bit ways to go before that would even be considered potential cipher pattern long. But I want to look at this retracement here. You see the yellow line that I've drawn in. We've had price retest quite a few times. I'm going to draw it back in here for you. Here, I got a little bit of a retest, and then after we broke through, it went higher. Of course, here, looking a little bit further left, we've definitely had price retest quite a few times in this area here, right? So it's been fairly relevant. We can see that this level kind of means something to the market on this euro dollar daily chart. But what we've done is broken below that yellow line. More importantly, this structure level right here, right? We've broken below that. We've had a close below on the small blue candle there. So we have a new structure low. We had a move down, right? It was an uptrend. We had a move down. We broke this structure level, new structure low. We did it again here, right? So yeah, sorry, this red candle got us our new structure low on this, right? So we had a bit of a downtrend. We kind of retraced up a bit and broke through again. So not saying the cipher pattern will complete. I do not know. I don't know that will happen. It is not influencing this trade that we're talking about right now, this trend continuation trade. Cipher doesn't have anything to do with it. That'd be a separate trade altogether. Just because I see this cipher does not mean it's going to complete. It might. If it does, then there's a high probability trade opportunity there. But for where price is at right now, the cipher is not really our concern for this trade. Now, I want to point it out that, hey, you might ride this down to the cipher completion. But let's go ahead and look at the trading time frame, the 60-minute chart here on euro dollar. And I've already put in some analysis here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Come on. There we go. So we're looking back here. We had a downtrend. I'm not sure why I drew that, but anyway, let's move over here. This is where I want to be. Sorry, guys. Just had a baby this week, our second daughter, so I'm a little fried, to say the least. So we've got price down in this level, right? I'm going to store this a bit. So again, looking on the daily, this is what's happened. We've retraced back up. We've broken the yellow line, that structure level. We've retraced up. This is where we're at right now on the trading time frame. What am I waiting for? Well, I'm waiting for a double top. Haven't really had any confirmation here that price is going to move lower yet. One thing I will point out is that price has moved higher. We had an initial test at this structure level looking left on this white line, looking back here from a few days after the Brexit announcement last week. And we've got RSI divergence here. RSI divergence is price moving higher, RSI moving lower. And then the opposite is true. This would be bearish divergence. The opposite would be bullish divergence if price was moving lower and the RSI was moving up. So that's a bit of an indication that we're maybe stalling out here with price. I want to, though, see a double top here. I want to see a double top. This would be a trend continuation trade from the daily chart based on those structure levels that have been violated. I can get nice risk reward. I got to wait for the double top to occur, but assuming that happens, let's see here. We're at 1170s or so. We want to get above the 1200 even handle. Want to get above that psychological number. I could say about 1218s or so. We could play stops somewhere up here. When you get the retest, and as soon as we test the highest close, which would be this green candle, then we'd have a valid double top with a candle close after that's happened. So that candle the next candles must retest this highest close. That then candle would close, and then we'd have an opportunity to get in at the double top here. So let's say you got it maybe somewhere around there for your entries. Targets we'd be looking at here. Previous structure looking left here on the trading time frame, definitely to about here for target 1, since that's the most kind of important structure level. As I look left, I see that price has also touched there before. We had a nice rally off of it, and we've touched it back here, right there, right? And we kind of consolidated around in this area for a while as well. So that'd be target 1. Target 2 is if you're trading 2 positions. We'll be looking somewhere, we got the Brexit lows. We've got this kind of area in here. It's a little fuzzy as to where you might want to take targets. You want to make sure that you can get them and kind of make it worth more than your target 1. So definitely I'd be looking somewhere around this area, 0973s. We've got candle lows during that consolidation period right here. A close and an immediate rejection with a green candle. And we're looking back here, it's kind of into the 3 candle lows here, that Brexit move. So a decent place to look for target 2, excuse me. So I'd be looking for entries there, again on the double top here, somewhere around 1154, stops above the 1200 even handle. All right, and then we'd be looking for target 1. Definitely looking at good risk reward here. This is your risk. And we've got reward, again, more than enough on target 1, about a 1 to 1.5, so 1 to 1.5 risk to reward, and on target 2, probably about 3 to 1. Whoops, pretty close. 2.5, 1 to 2.5 on target 2. So decent place to look to get short here on a trend continuation opportunity from the daily chart. Again, don't know what's going to happen there, if we'll get that double top or not. We may just roll over. And that's trading, guys. You got to follow your rules. If you don't have rules, what are you doing, right? How do you know what to follow? When to follow it? If you just kind of make things up as you go along, or if you do have rules and you break them, where does it end, right? If you keep breaking rules, where does it end? It doesn't. That's the problem. So we definitely want to get consistent with something. Write your rules down. If you haven't done it, write out a trade plan. If you're new, we did talk about this last week. You got to have rules. So what you might also look to do, this would be like a kind of a wild extended target, but I probably wouldn't do it, would be look at the cipher pattern completion area. For targets here, you might look at the daily chart. Again, this all depends, guys, on how you want to trade. I'm trading off the 60-minute, but if you're trading off the daily, you may look for price to come up a little higher, put stops above these double tops here, and look for a completion at the cipher pattern. That's the perfectly viable thing to do as long as the risk reward lines up and it makes sense to your trade plan and it's part of something that you would have tested. That's the most important thing. If you have not tested what you are doing and it's not built on sound market principles, you don't really know what the outcome is going to be. But anyway, so if we get down here, and let's say we never get this double top here on the trading time frame, we'll be looking at a cipher pattern completion here at 0752s here on Euro-Dollar daily chart. So again, we're trying to make Forex market preview a little bit higher time frame stuff. I am using the 60-minute chart from my trading time frame though to make some of these structure plays off of the daily time frame. And you could use the 60-minute as your entry method and put stops and targets based on the daily chart. That's a perfectly viable thing to do. Obviously, you'd be incurring more risk, more reward, more time as well for those trades. So, but we'll see what happens here on the Euro-Dollar. That's about what I got, guys, today. Again, CAD Swiss, we had that Gartley. We're still waiting for that to happen that we saw last week. I can go ahead and just recap those real quick. CAD Swiss. Again, great Gartley pattern there, waiting for that to shuffle down into 73.34s. We had New Zealand yen, another trend continuation opportunity here. Double top at market. We are right at market with this trade. If you look on the trading time frame, double top has occurred. You can get in right now, place your stops, because risk reward still works at this point. If you were to get in right here on the Sunday when the market opens, perfectly viable thing to do. And then another trend continuation play on New Zealand Swiss. But we're waiting for that retracement to come down here on the 60-minute chart and on into those yellow line or that zone. Don't know where it's going to happen. Right, somewhere in the zone. Looking for my trading entry reasons, double bottom, 26.18, something like that, for me to know that this is where the market may plan to actually turn around and continue on in trend based on the daily. And then we just went over it, Euro-Dollar. Trend continuation opportunity here that we just went over. Waiting for a double top here for confirmation. We went over the risk reward. We went over the cipher pattern here as well in the daily, so plenty of opportunities or things to look at, guys, here during the summer. Again, light trading, not a lot going on, kind of ugly stuff on the charts sometimes. These are kind of the best things that I could find. Hopefully you guys stay safe out there here in the summer. Again, you can definitely make money in the summer. Typically, though, it's slower, and we get a lot of weird stuff in terms of price action. Not always the best time to trade, but trade your plan because you never know what's going to happen. You could have some events like Brexit that may cause some more volatility and movement in the market, which is what we want as a trader. We want volatility so that way we can get market moves. We need the market to move if we're going to make money. So stay safe out there, guys. For those of you, again, celebrating Independence Day here in the States, enjoy. I hope it's good for you and that you enjoy your time with your family. Everyone else in other countries and overseas, thank you for tuning in here to the Forex Market Preview. I'll catch you guys next time. Take care. Be great and be professional traders.